Hello and welcome as we are now heading into Friday, the 19th day of May, 2017. My name is Derek and welcome as we'll take a look at the Bitcoin chart as it's making new all-time highs. But I just found out today, I've been informed that the Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC, will be making its second ETF announcement regarding Bitcoin. The last time what occurred was Bitcoin was already in a nice bull market like it is now. And it was also making new highs, and it had an interesting move beforehand up to about 1350 and then crashing hard after the news of no to the announcement. I'll go over the chart, talk a little bit about such within. Now, Poloniex is going to be very brutal. So how I'm playing this, I know it's going to be the case. I'll have my sell orders higher, my buy orders lower because there's going to be volatility. So I'm going to expect such. And instead of a market, if it breaks this resistance point, it should go up to here, which is roughly at this level. Okay, well, what would it happen if it breaks that level? That's where I want to sell. So basically, okay, do the next stage after that. Instead of selling maybe at the upside Fibonacci from point A to point B, maybe I'll do the next point, which would be somewhere around wherever that would be. Or instead of selling at 20, you sell at 30 maybe, or 25. That's the example that I'm going on. And because of the site with the legs, I just know that it's going to be unmanageable. I'm just going to, maybe I'll look to see if it works, but I'm not going to expect it to do such. And I'll use Bittrex to buy and sell anything that I need to do. $2,300 is the level that I've equated to turning a very small amount of my Bitcoin into physical silver. My way of playing is under 10%, which is going to be the case in here to do a minimum order on a silver purchase and get free shipping. And I want to sell Bitcoin for stuff when the price of Bitcoin is high and probably going to go lower. But as well, silver prices are so low, it's just a good opportunity to add a little bit more to my physical stack. So I'll be looking to make a purchase when that time comes. Now, as far as the charts, first I want to go over the depth, which on the top is the Poloniex for the Bitcoin against the US dollar tether. And the green lines indicate buy orders, sell lines indicate the sell orders. And there's a decent amount of buy orders on the top screen, but not so many on the bottom screen in comparison to the sell orders in which that they have. And I don't know what to say about that. I find that very interesting. I just want to bring it up. If you look at one and say, oh man, look at this. Well, the other's completely opposite. And I just thought that was interesting and I wanted to bring that up. Now let's go on to the Bitcoin chart from bitcoincharts.com. And within such, the previous all-time high has been taken out and it's pretty much back to where it was in here. See, interestingly enough, back in here, I mean, why would you want to be a buyer at this point? It was so overextended. Here, well, maybe it might come back down to here at the 1820-ish level. That's definitely a possibility. I used to say that because respect my authority from Eric Cartman back in the day. So any words of the same sound, like probability, I would say. But anyway, what's going to happen from here? I've already calculated Fibonacci from point A to point B in at 2100. Not the psychological 2000 number. I'll find that interesting how it plays out because it's Fibonacci versus psychologic numbers. A lot of times they coincide and it just works, but this is one where they do not. So I find that very, very interesting. And maybe it's going to repeat like it did before, as I was mentioning with the last ETF announcement where Bitcoin went up to a certain level, like up to like 1200 or so, 1250, and then it shoots up to 1350, then crashes. Maybe the same is going to be here. Maybe it'll shoot up in the next little while to 2100. by morning, early afternoon, and then a huge shoot up to 23. Oh, nope. Denial, and then maybe a crash down to like 19 or 18, or who knows what would take place after an event of that nature. So I'll have some tethers ready to buy within the limit orders, and I don't have to be on Poloniex to sell out of Bitcoin at that price. I don't have to be home, and I might not be, because it's not needed for me when I play a strategy of just managing an order book, putting buy orders in, putting sell orders in, coming back when need be. And when one executes, you get a sell order for something. Oh, I sold this. I got some profit. Okay, let's buy. I sold it, say Bitcoin. Yep, I'll put a sell order in at 23. Okay, I see that. Let's put maybe a buy order in at 2,000 for a third. Let's put a buy order in for, say, 1,850 for a third and 1,700 for a third, something like that. That's a strategy type of play in which I like to do. So anyway, I'd like to thank you for tuning in for the video. I'll be back with more after the North American sunrise, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.